Good morning, everyone. This is Rachelle with Grief Recovery with Rachelle. And today I'm thinking, well, it's June. What's happening in June? Kids are getting out of school, graduating, getting ready for college, leaving for college, all these sorts of things. So, first off, let's go back to one of the definitions of grief is the normal and natural feelings that you feel after a change in a familiar pattern of behavior or an end to a familiar pattern of behavior. So if you think about graduation, there's so much change and end in those familiar patterns of behavior. And then we all have feelings about them, and they're conflicting sometimes. The conflicting feelings you have at the change or end in one of those familiar patterns of behavior. So, graduation. You have a small young child who's leaving school, maybe promoting from preschool into kindergarten, or kindergarten into first grade, or sixth grade into seventh grade, or however it's working for you. High school into college, or middle school into high school. I mean, there's so many different combinations, right? That is a very big change in pattern. And it's a conflict in your mind, right? Oftentimes I think we're excited, like, woo, there's this huge, new, exciting change coming. And that can be really exciting. But also it can bring some grief. It can bring some hardship, some fear, some anxiety for the changes, going into a new situation, not knowing what it's going to be like, and not knowing how to say it out loud. I think kids know what we teach them, and I believe we live in a society that doesn't like to talk about feelings, doesn't like to talk about things that are uncomfortable, doesn't ask, how are you feeling? And then pause and listen for the answer. And so kids see us get busy and go shopping when we're nervous or anxious or have feeling or emotion. They see us eating more, sleeping more, eating less, sleeping less, drinking more, whatever we do with our nervous energy. Change in familiar pattern. So those are for the kids. How about the parents? What are your parents feeling as your kids are growing into this new phase? Maybe they're just entering preschool or kindergarten or one of these new grades. Maybe they're getting packed up to go to college. Huge change in your everyday pattern. Part of you wants to celebrate. Maybe all of you wants to celebrate. I don't know. But there is also, for I think many of us, a conflict of, oh my gosh, are they going to be okay? They're not going to be here every day. I can't see them. How am I going to know? Who knows? Just all of the thoughts. I mean, it can go on for days about the many things that can be conflicting. How about for teachers? Teachers are with these kids for many hours a day, 6, 7, maybe 8 hours a day. Familiar pattern is to be there every day, to be there with these kids on, working, teaching, loving. I hope many of you are loving and sharing pieces of your heart. I think that's a teacher thing to do, isn't it? So many teachers are just so in all the way. Familiar change or change in their familiar pattern. Their students are changing. They're moving. Maybe they're leaving the school entirely. That there's feelings associated with all of these things, and those conflicting feelings are called grief. We just don't use the word grief and all the different ways that it can be used. But if you think about the conflicting feelings you have after the end or a change in a familiar pattern, that is so all over the place. And it's just simply called grief. And the grief recovery method can help you with all of those, because it can be hard. It can be hard when we don't know what to do. And then we have messages in society of, oh, time heals all wounds. It'll get better with time. You just got to stay busy. Be strong for the kids. Don't let them see you sad. If you're going to be sad, go in your room, grieve alone. All of these things are myths. They're what we call short-term energy relieving behaviors, that they will make you feel better or they'll make you feel different for a short period of time, but not better. And the grief recovery method can help you learn the tools. That's what it's about, is teaching you the tools to help you feel better. And you can use them for all the other topics that I've talked about before. I mean, there are over 40 different losses that we experience, but change in behavior or change in familiar pattern with graduations, promotions, moves, we can apply the tools to all of these things too, that you don't just need to live with this sad, uncomfortable longing, whatever it is. You don't have to live with that. You do have to live with it, but it doesn't have to be painful. It's possible to let go of your painful, anxiety-filled memories, thoughts, worries, and it's possible to focus on the positive ones. And I think a lot of us are trained to do that anyway. Just find the positive, find the positive. I mean, society says that as well. Find the positive, find something good. Just let yourself be surrounded with good. Do what makes you happy. Well, I think we got a whole lot of people in this world making themselves happy at the expense of many others, and I believe it's really to just avoid pain. Let me find something that makes me happy to avoid pain. So true, but pain is a part of life, and so we have to acknowledge it and use these tools. I'm sure there are some other tools out there. I just don't know any. I've not come across them in all of my years. It's been a few. I have a few years. But the grief recovery method is fantastic. It can be used for every type of loss. It can be used for things like graduation or promotion or move. When our kids start driving, oh my goodness, that's another familiar pattern of behavior, just another one that we can use these tools for to help us feel better. If you know a friend who could use some new tricks and tips in their bag, send them to thegriefrecoverymethod.com. They can find a person who is more near them and really just find a way to feel better, to recover, to be recovered. Isn't that amazing? What a gift. What a caring friend you are to send your loved one to that part. And one other thing is, as you have your kids or kids you know who are going through these different changes in their life, the grief recovery method also can teach you parents how to give the kids the tools to navigate life. Maybe they aren't old enough to take the class. Maybe they just aren't going to. They're not ready or whatever. That doesn't mean that you, as the adult in their life, can't learn very good, clear, precise, effective tools to help them navigate their life. That is a massive gift. Send them off to college with these gifts. Help them learn what their truth is and to be free to say it out loud and to just have the tools to discover what their truth is. This is big stuff, guys. I hope you'll visit griefrecoverymethod.com or griefrecorywithrachelle.com. Call me, text me, email me. I can help you find the person nearest you. Call me with your questions, whatever you need. I'm here for you. I love you guys. To have a good summer. It's June. Bye-bye.